Have you ever tried opening a bank account, signing a lease, or even getting medical care without a proper ID? Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's basically the key to unlocking modern society. Welcome to this explainer, your ultimate guidebook to securing a Connecticut state ID. We're going to walk you through exactly how to get it, step by step.
So let's dive right into an everyday challenge. Navigating life without a driver's license? It can feel nearly impossible when everyone constantly asks for your ID. But here's the good news. Connecticut offers a direct, super accessible solution for residents who don't drive or maybe whose driving privileges are currently suspended. You literally do not need to be a motorist to have a secure, legally recognized way to prove your identity, your age, and your residency. Here's our map for today's journey. First, understanding CT state IDs, then gathering required documents, the application process, fees and special exemptions, and finally, managing your ID card.
All right, Section 1, Understanding CT State IDs. Let's clear up exactly who needs this and what it actually lets you do. The absolute crucial point here is understanding the difference between a standard non-driver ID, which acts as your official state identity, and a drive-only license. A standard non-driver ID lets you vote, bank, and rent an apartment. On the flip side, the state's drive-only program gives a license specifically for undocumented individuals aged 16 or older, but that is strictly for getting behind the wheel. No exceptions. It absolutely cannot be used for federal identification, voting, or general non-driving ID purposes.
Now check out the real ID. Notice that little gold star? That is your golden ticket. It indicates your ID meets stringent federal security standards. If you want to use your Connecticut state ID to board domestic flights or walk into secure federal buildings, think military bases or nuclear power plants, you are definitely going to need this verified real ID. Connecticut has actually been issuing these since 2011, and getting one just requires a one-time verification of your original identity documents.
Moving on to Section 2, Gathering Required Documents.
Okay, this is where a lot of applicants hit a wall, so let's piece this puzzle together. Connecticut strictly requires 2 forms of identity to meet those federal standards. Now, while federal law only asks for 1, the state says you've got to bring a primary document, like a valid U.S. passport, a U.S. birth certificate, or a permanent resident card, plus official proof of your Social Security number. Oh, and if you're a non-U.S. citizen who isn't eligible for an SSN, you'll need a specific ineligibility letter straight from the Social Security Administration. Just a quick heads up here, for non-U.S. born applicants, your legal status gets verified using a system called SAVE, and that can sometimes take 10 business days or more, so plan accordingly.
Besides proving who you are, you've got to prove you actually live in Connecticut. To do this, you must bring 2 pieces of computer-generated mail from 2 completely different sources. Insider tip, make sure that mail isn't older than 90 days. Seriously, it's one of the most common reasons people get turned away at the door. Things like a utility bill, a pre-printed pay stub, or a bank statement work perfectly. And hey, if you're a minor under 18, there's a really helpful exception. Your parents or legal guardians can certify your address by bringing 2 pieces of mail addressed to them at your shared home, or by showing their own valid CT driver's license with that exact same address.
Okay, Section 3, the application process.
With your documents perfectly organized, the journey takes 3 really clear, actionable steps. Step 1, fill out Form B230. That's the identification card requirements and application before you even leave your house. Step 2, double and triple check your identity and residency documents against the official Real ID checklist. Step 3, schedule your mandatory in-person visit. If this is your first time getting a brand new ID, you literally have to process it in person, so definitely book that appointment. When you go, expect to check in, have your documents verified one by one, and say cheese for a new photo.
Now, where you actually go depends on what you need. DMV hub offices provide the whole shebang, full service, and they are strictly required if you're a non-U.S. citizen applying for the very first time. On the other hand, AAA partner offices in Nutmeg State Financial Credit Union locations offer a fantastic, much faster route for renewals or replacement duplicates. Just keep in mind, these express offices are legally allowed to charge a convenience fee of up to $8 per DMV transaction, something to weigh if you're looking to save a few bucks.
Actually, there's a really great shortcut I should mention. Let's say you already have a Connecticut driver's license or learner's permit, but you just don't want to drive anymore, maybe for medical reasons or just personal preference. You can easily downgrade to a non-driver ID. As long as your license is unexpired or expired for less than 2 years, you just fill out a simple voluntary surrender form. It's called Form P147. This is a total game changer because it saves you the massive hassle of bringing all those identity and residency documents back to the DMV all over again.
Next up, Section 4, fees, and special exemptions.
Let's talk numbers. What's really fascinating here is how the state actively supports vulnerable populations. A standard new ID costs $28, and it's good for 7 full years. Lose it and need a duplicate? That'll run you $30. However, Connecticut has a profound safety net built right in. They offer full fee waivers, meaning absolutely $0 out of pocket for specific groups, just to make sure everyone has access to essential identification.
So who qualifies? Well, if you are currently unhoused, you can get a fee-exempt ID by providing proof of state residency from an authorized shelter or through a 211 referral. Homeless youth can get certified by a school district liaison. Legally blind veterans with an honorable discharge, you qualify for a free ID by showing your DD-214 and a medical certification of blindness. Also, if you're transitioning back into society from a correctional facility, the Department of Correction has a dedicated re-entry program. They actually procure and pay for your state ID before you're even released. That ensures you hit the ground running with the ID you need for housing and jobs on day 1.
All right, our final section, Section 5, Managing Your ID Card.
Let's look at what happens after you successfully navigate the application. First off, do not panic if you leave the DMV without a hard plastic card in your hand. Thanks to a major security protocol called central issuance, which is basically designed to stop identity theft, you'll get a temporary paper ID at the office on day 1. Your permanent secure plastic card will then show up in the mail within 30 days. If you ever have to request a duplicate by mail, processing maxes out at about 20 days. Once that permanent card arrives, verify your info immediately and lock it up somewhere safe.
Now, if disaster strikes, say your card is lost, stolen, or accidentally takes a spin in the washing machine, replacing it is surprisingly a breeze. You can request a duplicate online in like 5 to 7 minutes. The only catch? Your name and address have to be exactly the same as they were on your last ID. If they are, you just plug your details into the online portal, pay the $30 replacement fee with a card, and boom, a new ID is on its way to your mailbox.
When it comes to renewals, remember your ID is valid for 7 full years, and you can conveniently renew it online as early as 180 days. That's 6 whole months before it expires. That literally saves you another trip to the physical office, assuming you don't need a new photo taken. Oh, and here is a fantastic administrative perk. Unlike with driver's licenses, the DMV actually waives late fees if you're renewing an expired non-driver ID. Pretty great, right?
To summarize this explainer, getting your Connecticut state ID is a highly structured but entirely manageable quest. Just identify whether you need a standard ID or a real ID, carefully gather the exact primary and residency documents they ask for, definitely utilize those fee waivers if you're eligible, and remember that your first application has to be done in person.
Now for our mandatory guide disclaimer. Administrative rules, fees, and processing times can and do shift over time. Always consult the official Connecticut DMV portal at ct.gov/DMV for the absolute most current up-to-the-minute information before you head out the door.
So now that you've got the complete map to navigating the DMV, what step will you take today to secure your official Connecticut identification and unlock your everyday essential services? The path is crystal clear, the tools are right in your hands, and your ID is waiting.